Now we'll be talking about fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis, like I said earlier, is trading based on news. Now we know the forex market is really highly affected by events, by macroeconomic events. Now, trading the fundamental way is understanding events that are going to happen. Let's say, for instance, we have the NFP, non-farm payroll. Now we have we have other news events that I'm going to be listing below. Now, I know of traders who trade only based on economic events, who trade only based on news. And this news comes almost all the time. Now we have platforms that dishes out this news. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you the platforms that you're going to use to be getting economic news. And you can as well pin the most important currency trade you trade on. And whenever their news are coming up or events are coming up, you can analyze the market based on that news. Now, if the news is positive, meaning that currency pair is going to do well. And if the news is negative, meaning that currency pair, it's not going to do well. So this is the basic explanation of fundamental analysis, nothing more. Let's head over to my screen. Let me show you part of the apps or platforms that you can use to get accurate news. And also, I will show you how best you can utilize them. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'll be talking about two apps that I recommend to get fundamental news in the forex market. Now, the first one will be my forex book. My forex book. All right. Now, this is the app. Once you click the three drop down at your left, you would see portfolio, signals, forex rebates, calendar, markets, and so on and so forth. What you want to click is calendar. Once you click calendar, it is showing you the news that are available for today. All right, the news that are available for today. And like I said earlier, news affects the price of the market. Let me show you something. This news, if you notice the next one, if you check, you would see this green correct mark, meaning all these ones have just been dropped. Now the next one is the ECB press conference in 9 minutes. Now this news just dropped now. Let me show you what happened in the market when this news dropped. Can you see? Look at how another one just dropped right now. US goods trades account, whatever. Now look at the market. Look at how, because of just that news that dropped, see this spike. See this spike from here. From here, look at the spike. So that's why you see some people trade news, because within seconds you will just see 30, 40, 50 pips movement in the market. Mad spike, either upwards or downwards. Now this is what a news can actually do in the market, and some people prefer to trade just news because they will just come in, get where the direction of the price is going to go to, enter a trade, and just make sharp 20, 30, 40 or 50 pips. That is just how news is. Now let me now show you something. Let's read this news. It said, let's go back. All right, so let's read the news that just dropped, which is the one that dropped before this, that is dropping before this ECB press, which is this jobless claim 4 weeks average. Now it is saying, if you check, you see Thursday, January 25th, which is today, 14:30. That is 2:30. Check, if you check the top left of my phone, you see that this is 2:37. So it dropped 7 minutes ago, and it said better than expected. We have ACT, which stands for actual, CON, which stands for consensual, which is like forecast, and previous, PREV. Now the previous amount is 203. The forecast, which is the consensus or consensual or whatever you want to call it, but forecast, I call it forecast. They are forecasting it to go to 205. All right. Now the actual is now showing, which is the main news as it dropped, what is the actual? The actual is now 202. All right. So now, meaning they're expecting the this is a jobless claim 4 weeks average. All right. Now the news came better than expected. Better than expected. So they are thinking that the jobless claim will go higher. That's the forecast you are seeing there. They are forecasting that it will even go higher than 205. And this is not a good forecast. So, but since the jobless claim is coming down, meaning the initial jobless claim 4 weeks average indicates the number of persons who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time in the last 4 weeks. The indicator is used to gauge the labor market's health and the overall health of the US economy. In other words, the indicator indicates the number of persons who lost jobs over the specified time period. The number of people who lost jobs. Now, the previous number was 203,000 that lost jobs. They are saying that the consensus, or the forecast, I will change that consensus to forecast, because that's what it still means. They are forecasting that more people will lose jobs, which is 205,000. But the actual now comes out that instead of more people losing job, the forecast is coming low, or the rate is coming low. That means not much people are losing jobs. They are expecting more people to lose jobs because they feel like the US economy is getting worse and worse. But instead of it, it is coming down. So instead of this to continue to go worst, instead it's getting better. That's why I see it here. It says better than expected. Let's check another news that came up. Initial job claims. So now, if you notice, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 news that came out on USD. If you check the right hand side, you will see that it's USD flag. Now, 4 news can come out at the same time. So because this one is saying better than expected, doesn't mean you should run and go and say, oh, the USD is doing good, let me go and buy. Check the remaining ones. This one, worse than expected. The goods trade balance in the United States is equal to goods export minus goods import. Now the previous is $89. The forecast is 88. Do you understand? They expect it to just be 88. Now it's now 88.46. So what you want to check here, because all these values may sound confusing to you, what you want to check is what my SpiritFX book is saying, which is worse than expected. So most times I don't go and start looking at all this, and I just look at, oh, it's worse than expected. We have another one, worse than expected. Previous is 1806. Forecast is 1828, but actual came out 1833. Worse than expected. Then the third one, worse than expected. In this case, when I notice that, okay, 4 US news are coming out at a time, I check out for how many worse than expected and better than expected that comes out. If the worse than expected is higher than the better than expected, I quickly short USD, meaning USD is not doing well at that time. And if you check, if I had entered this trade, look at this, is EUR USD. And if you check, EUR is actually doing better because it's buying. As you can see, it's buying, meaning the dollar is doing bad against the euro. So based on this news that just dropped here, it already told me that the dollar is going to do bad because we have more of worse than expected than better than expected. This is how me personally, I don't know, I might be wrong, but this is how me personally I have been reading my news. Whenever I have multiple news coming out on a particular currency pair, I check for the better than expected and the worse than expected. If the better than expected is more than the worse than expected, I go for a buy on that currency pair because I believe it's going to do well. This is how I personally, I may be wrong, but this is how I personally have been doing it, and it has not failed me. Do you understand? So let's just use this EUR news, which is coming up in 2 minutes. Do you understand? Let's forget about the remaining USD because you might ask, what if the currency pair that the news is coming out from is just one news? So we are going to use this EUR USD as an example. Now the news have not dropped. We don't know the previous. We don't know the consensus, which is the forecast, and we don't know the actual. So we are just going to wait for the news to drop. Once the news drop, if we get better than expected or worse than expected, we should look at what either shorting or longing the currency pair. But one thing I want you to know is most times, 80-90% of the time, the fundamental analysis or fundamental news always goes in line with technical analysis. So go on your technical chart. Do you understand? Check what has been happening with EUR ever since. This is a 15 minutes time frame. Let's look at it on the 30 minutes time frame. If we draw our trend line, let's say we draw our trend line from here, draw it to this part, we will notice that, okay, for the past few days, which is since on the 23rd, EUR have been buying. So this tells me, based on this my trend line, that EUR USD is on a bullish trend. All right. So this just qualifies the fundamental that just dropped now, meaning giving that the technical is still aligning with the fundamental. And if you check it, EUR USD is still buying, meaning USD is doing bad. So let's check for other currencies that have USD as their first initials, which is USD CHF. Let's see. If you notice, it will be selling. As you can see, it is selling. As you can see, it is selling. It sold right from here. This was when the news dropped down to this place. This is over 25 pips. So you see, so this is how I trade. This is how I trade. Now, this is one app that you can use, which is the my FX book. My FX book. Now, what you want to look for is high impact news. So check at the top right. You see these settings. Tap the settings. What you want to do is, you see impact. Tap impact. Just use only high impact news. High impact. Click only just high, because it is high impact news that actually affects the price. Medium or low don't affect the price at all. So just put it on high impact so that it will only filter high impact news for you, just the way it is here right now. If you check these badges here, you see high. It is only filtering and showing me high impact news. All right, so that is the filter you are going to use. Let's go back to that filter. Sound, symbols. Now let's click symbols. Yes, now these symbols, it means if you check all, if you see the top right, if you check all will be checked. But if you uncheck it, all will not be checked. So you would have to choose the most currency you trade on, which is AUD. Check for the top 5 most traded currency. Use AUD. Let's do CAD, Canadian dollar. I trade Canadian dollar. Let's check. Let's go for USD. Let's go for USD. We'll go for GBP too. Let's go for GBP. Let's check for GBP. Let's check for GBP. GBP means stands for Great Britain pounds. We'll go for EUR too. EUR means euro, and GBP. So I think we need to go for JPY too. I think so, but it doesn't necessarily mean. JPY means Japanese yen. Some people might add Australian dollar, AUD, and so on and so forth, but this is okay for me. Then when you go back, you will see them all here. All right, you see them all here. So these are the most currencies we trade, and these are the movers of the market. So this is what you should use. Now on this my FX book, aside from getting informations about news, you can also get signals. As you can see, portfolio signals. When you click signals, it will take you to this part. Now it's showing no, let's not use signals. Let's use Outlook. Now come down to this Outlook. Let's use Outlook. Once you click Outlook, now yeah, this is it. Outlook shows you the strength of the currency, EUR USD. Now if you check it, the red part is showing short, the long part is showing long, meaning sell and buy. If the red is bigger than the green, it shows you that that currency is weak. That currency what is weak. That currency is weak. Now, if you check it, let's use this as an example. GBP JPY, which is the first, second, third, fourth. GBP JPY is trying to tell us now that GBP is really going to what? To sell. GBP is really going to sell, and as you can see, it is showing short, short, short. Short means sell, sell, short, short, short. If you come down to AUD NZD, you say long, long. Long means buy, buy, meaning the green on the AUD is bigger than the red, meaning it's saying long, long. So you don't even need to bother about the how the barometer is. Is the red bigger than the green? Just check the underneath the currency pair. It will show you short or long, short or long. So this one is showing you short, 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 meaning it's telling you to sell, sell, sell. Do you understand? So that is just it. So when you click it, you can actually see more information about it. All right. Oh, I don't know who's this person sent liking all my videos on TikTok. Well, you guys, you can also go on TikTok and like my videos and follow me on TikTok for more information. All right. So now this is the things you can get from my Forex book. All right. So you can just come here and play around it. But where the part I use the most is this calendar and outlook. Calendar and outlook. All right. So get it straight. If you might ask, okay, but Mr. Henry, the news came out that USD is weak, and from what you showed us from your MetaTrader 5, it showed that USD is actually weak. It was actually selling. But one thing I want you to know is news just affects the market that time. It affects the market that time. Do you understand? So that's why I say technical analysis is better. It's something you add to it. But if you don't want to add to it, no problem. It's not necessary. But news at that time just affects the price at that time. So it spikes the price at that time. So most likely, once the price is spiked, it always tends to actually come back to follow the direction it has been following before. If your analysis is on a bullish trend and there's a news, price might come down, spike down, and maybe take out like 50, 60, 70 pips, then later continue back in the direction of which the price was actually going before. All right. So don't think this is not accurate. Since they are saying short, 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 they are giving you a long time of what they see. And mind you, because of it is my Forex book doesn't mean it's going to be 100% accurate also. So do not depend on it fully. You can just come here and see what they are seeing and what they are saying, then go back to your chart and plot your own analysis. All right. So my Forex books is the first one. Now let's go to the second app that I use. This one is a new app and I love it. It's called Fastbull. Fastbull. I want you can check the comment section or the description below. Click the link to download their app. Now, once you enter, one thing I love about Fastbull is right now, if you check below, you see news, quotes, calendar, signals. Now, I'm already on that calendar. All right. So on this part, I allowed just high impact news. And as you can see, it's just high impact news you are seeing. Look at the star. The stars are red, complete 3 red, which is indicating high impact news. So let me show you how to make that if you want to put it. If you check at your right hand here, you click this. Once you click it, you come down to view top news only, then check that one, select countries and region. You can check that one and just use this G20. This G20 covers everything. All right, just use this G20, and I think you need to add no, don't add South America. We don't trade Argentina, Brazil, Colombia. No. So this G20 is okay. Then you come back, you check for select trading assets. No, select event categories rather. So now this is it. Select categories. Just make sure everything is selected. Everything is selected. Then you come to trading, select assets, USD, JPY. All these ones are, you can, all of them. Just make sure all of them here are selected. You don't need to change anything here. Then time zone. Time zone. Time zone is very, very important. If you are in West Africa, if you let me show you one search that I made. Let me show you one search that I made. Where is it? Yes. Nigeria observe West African time, which is UTC plus 0100. So if you are, go and check, if you are not in West Africa, go and check what the UTC of your country is, because this app is using UTC. As you can see, my own is already showing time zone UTC plus 01, which is Nigeria. So yours might not be it. So make sure you add it there so that you can be seeing the news at your own country time. Everything will work at your own country time. So once you do it like this, it will bring out the most important news, which is the high impact news. And as you can see, these are the same news that dropped. If you check it, these are the same news that dropped in my forex book. It's the same news that you see there. Not calculators, calendar rather. So it's the same news. These are the same news you will see here also. But one thing that makes this beautiful is if you check, it tells you what to look out for. Now look at this euro news that dropped around 215. It said neutral. Let's click that neutral. Euro USD neutral, meaning it's telling you that it's either it's going to buy or it's going to sell. It is neutral. When you come down to the 230 news, it said XAUUSD bullish, meaning it's already telling you the direction. You don't even need to go and study the news. You don't need to go and check what is previous, what is actual, what is consensual or forecast. Just wait. When the news drops, they give you direction. Oh, bullish. Oh, bearish. You understand? As you can see, bullish means buy. So that means it's telling you XAUUSD is going to buy. Then USDX is going to buy. So that is just it. So let's go and check XAUUSD if it actually bought. Let's check XAUUSD if it actually bought. And as you can see, it bought. It actually did bought and is still buying. So that is in a way a signal on its own. So if you really want to enjoy news, download this fast bull. All right, they tell you once the news drop, you will just see that badge. Bullish, bearish, you will see it neutral. Once you see neutral, don't really go. Bearish, enter. Bullish, enter. But still do your own due diligence. You don't have to just trust anything 100%. Now let's go to the signal part. Once you click signal, as you can see, I'm already on AI signals. If you check above here, AI signal. But let's go to trading analysis. Once you see trading analysis, you see pending, meaning they've not dropped their analysis. Okay, this one has dropped its own analysis for EUR JPY. You can click it to check what is happening. This, you read whatever the person said, you will see the person's analysis. So you can get signals from people here. But AI signals is kind of like sweet because it tells you immediately what is happening. Sell USD JPY, and as you can see, they have plus 36. P&L means profit and loss, so they have profit of plus 38. Do you understand? But you need to check the hours. 4 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 4 hours ago, 7 hours ago, and so on and so forth. All right, so 14 hours ago, as you can see, is monitoring. Once new signals drop, you will see it here. So you can come here and also get your signals. So this app is beautiful because it just gives you everything. Let's go back to the calendar, and like I said, it tells you, it gives you the bullish. It gives you a badge immediately. The news drops. It gives you a badge telling you if it's going to be bullish or bearish. So you don't really need to go and read the news. They've already read the news for you, and they've told you what is happening. Now, once you see neutral, they're telling you, oh, the news don't drop. Oh, the news has dropped, but we are neutral about it. It's not really a bullish or it's not really bearish. It's just in between. So it's as simple as that. You can just go and troubleshoot around the app. It's very, very easy. So what you want to focus on here is the calendar and the signals. All right. So that is just it, guys. This is what basically fundamental news is just events that happens, financial events that happens. So now this event that happens actually affects the price of a currency. It affects a price. It spikes the price either positively or negatively. Then market will now calm down and continue to do what it's doing. But during that event, just expect a huge spike in the market. We have CPI news, we have um, 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 non-farm payroll, which is NFP news. Those news are always very, very volatile. So they are those who are just comfortable in trading just the news, and it is very, very profitable. So you can either be a technical analyst or a fundamental analyst using all these beautiful apps that they've given to us to tell when to either buy or when to sell, or better, the direction of the news. And mind you, the news does not go for long. After that period, that minute, that seconds, that hour, the market balances up back and keeps doing whatever it's doing. So this is what fundamental news is all about, or fundamental analysis is all about, and these are the apps you can use. Thank you very much, guys.